Questions?
KFC-xxm.com and
You're the
have
pitcher,
your
right?
favorite KFC menu items delivered right to your
I know
doorstep.
that.
Choose your favorite piece of KFC,
I know
from
that.
spicy wings to your favorite combo or other
I
delicious
recognize
items.
you.
Yes, you can quickly make your order at KFC without standing in line. Order delivery at www.kfc-xxm.com. KFC, finger licking good.
The voice of St. Martin Network Radio. The source for local and international news, weather, and sports.
All right, we on. PJD2 102.7 FM, July 26th. We're in the building. Sports Forum is on. I'm Antonio Venturin in here for the full hour, giving you your weekly dose of sports and activities. And as usual, we always start off with the cycling report, man. Listen, the wind was extremely high out there this morning, but we got in some kilometers. So I got to shout out to the boys, Jimmy Carty and Joseph the Cream Hallman. Didn't see the rest of those guys. I think everybody's suffering from the national championship that took place last week. So not much people on the road. I think they're don't know what's going on. But as usual, we got in some kilometers. So always grateful for that. And all the constant listeners and viewers of our program, we want to thank you for joining us on a weekly basis. And as usual, we have a packed studio here with some interesting and exciting guests for you. And this morning, we're going to be talking about Little League Girls 12 and Under tournament that took place. So we got the entire management team and two of the players here with us in the studios, and we're going to be talking to them this morning. So stick and stay, tell your family, friends, everyone that Sports Forum is on, and we got some interesting guests in the studios with us. So we're going to start off first with the coaches and then go down. So let's start off with the first coach, and this is Miss Debbie van der Kolk, if I'm not mistaken, of course. Debbie van der Kolk, first time on the program. So Debbie, welcome to Sports Forum, and how are you doing?
Good morning, good morning. Thank you for having us. And yes, we're doing very well. And we had a good time.
Yeah?
Yes, for sure.
Well, as is the first time on the program, we're going to ask you, Debbie van der Kolk. Who is Debbie van der Kolk? And, tell us a bit about your softball career. So let's start off with the beginning. Yourself. How did you start playing softball? What got you interested in softball? Because van der Kolk, we were looking for a soccer player or something like that when we hear that last name.
No. I'm a softball player since I was 9 years old. So those girls are my mirrors.
Mm-hmm.
And I play softball now for 30 years.
30 years?
30 years, yes, on a kind of level. And I'm here on St. Martin now to give my experience to those girls. And
so what's the highest level you played softball you played on? Because you said
well, I play one level under the hoofdklasse, because I never could play the hoofdklasse because those games are on Saturdays, and I had my job on Saturdays, so that was not possible for me. So I played in the league where the games were on Sunday,
mm-hmm.
and that was good enough for me.
So what position you played all those years?
Back in the days, I was a catcher, I was a second base, shortstop, and third base player.
Good.
Infield.
Infielder.
Yes.
And then we go over to Miss Fabiana Richardson Bobatui Richardson. Which one? I always get confused. Which one come from? Which one? It doesn't matter these days, eh?
Doesn't matter these days. Good morning.
How are you doing, Fabi? Welcome back to the program, because you've been here a few times now.
Yes, I have. Good morning, radio listeners and interviewers as well. Sorry, online viewers.
So how are things going with you and softball? I think you guys had a busy season this year.
Oh yeah, we did. I think emotionally it really took a toll on us. I gotta say us because Debbie has been in the same boat as far as training a selection, being a coach for the primary school girls and Little League girls. Then of course having to be playing in a senior league at Jose Lake Bar Park, and then of course dedicating our time and our time and efforts with the selection to making this happen for the first time.
So now, how much girls? Because you guys working with the girls, how much teams we have in the girls division at Little League? Because this is all under the Little League.
Yeah, Little League, we had 4 teams this year. For the school tournament, you would pick up on maybe 5, but that's for the primary section. Of course, you still have high school to worry about. But when it comes to Little League, there were only 4 teams that were just playing against each other all the time.
Okay. All right, let's go over to one of the young players. I think it's Radhika is her name, but she's going to introduce herself. Come a little closer to the microphone. Don't be afraid. And introduce yourself. What's your name?
My name is Radhika. And I am 12 years old.
Okay. Radhika, so which school do you attend?
Mac.
Okay, you're attending the MAC. And how did you get involved in what interested you about softball?
Well, when I was in 3rd grade, teacher Padme called me to her class, and she asked me if I would love to play softball.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how I ended up playing softball. So I end up going. Well, she asked me to play softball.
So she asked you to play, but then after when you started, something pulled you that kept you going to practice, right? What was it?
Well, I realized I like softball, that I like my position.
So which position you play on?
Well, right now I'm a catcher.
Catcher. Wow. So you controlling the whole game.
Yep.
So how long now you've been playing softball?
For about 3 years, 2 years now.
3 years. And during the regular season, which team do you play on?
Mac Diamonds.
Mac Diamonds. All right. Let's go over to the next young lady in the studios with us. And we're going to tell her. Her name is Racheli. But did I say it correct? Or are you going to correct me on it? Go right ahead.
My name is Rochelle.
Ro. Wow. I didn't baptize you, but my apologies. So tell me, what school you're also attending, Mac?
No.
Okay. So which school do you attend?
I go to the Sister Borgia Primary Elementary School.
Okay, Sister Borgia School. All right. And how did you get into softball? What interested you about softball?
When I was in 3rd grade, my principal had come with a permission slip, and she had asked my whole class if we would like to play softball, and I raised my hand and said I would like to play softball.
Yeah. So what you like about softball over the other sports that there are? Why not soccer? Why not basketball? What you like about softball?
It just attracted me.
Okay. So it attracted you. And what position you play on the field?
Pitcher, first base, and
Sometimes outfield.
sometimes outfield.
Sometimes outfield. But you pitch a lot. So how did you gain that technique to be to pitch? Because you guys pitching pretty good. So how did you practice to become, how did you roll into pitching?
It came an opportunity, and they asked who wanted to pitch, and I just wanted to pitch.
So you volunteered, and it just went good that you decided you're going to stick with it. All right. We're going to come back to you guys, and let's go over to the next coach in the studios here with us. You see now on the screen, the people who looking, see now on the screen, none other than Miss Sharma Flirton here with us for the first time on the program. Sharma, man, welcome to the program. Why you haven't been on Sports Forum before this?
Good morning to our listeners. It has never really interested me.
Wow, to come on Sports Forum?
You never gave me an outright invite. It's always coming from somebody else. So I was like, yeah, I'll pass.
My apologies for that. So listen, this is the rule with Sports Forum. You invited, normally I don't have to invite you. You could just come and walk in the studio anytime you want, Shama. So, Shama, tell us about yourself, Shama, because when people come in the studio for the first time, I always like to ask them a little bit, how did you start off in softball?
When I first came to St. Martin, I met Renee Pond, may her soul rest in peace, and they were playing basketball at St. Peter's, and apparently around that time trying to recruit basketball players. So she asked me if I was interested, and I said yeah, I would try it out. Never having played basketball before, and I started, and from then our basketball became a softball team.
Oh, the entire basketball team just went over into softball.
Yeah. So I started from there as a left fielder with a cricket background, of course. So, and then I just grew. I had some inspirations, pictures in the infield that I thought to myself that I can do this as well, and I taught myself how to pitch. And
So which teams you played for?
Coca-Cola Steelers.
Coca-Cola Steelers?
Yeah.
That's the team you started with?
Yeah.
But over the course of your career,
That was it.
Only Steelers?
Steelers. I played for 2 years because Steelers did not come out with Diamonds. And after that, we came back out. I left Diamonds, then Steelers broke up. And then, well, we didn't break up. We came off the league. We came out of the league because it was a lot to deal with. And I started my own team, Smashers. Came out for 1 season, so we planning to come back. And then this season I played with Sparks.
All right. Oh, you say you taught yourself how to pitch.
Yeah.
Tell me about how do you,
because
it seemed like a difficult thing to do. And
I don't think it was difficult. I mean, I grew up. I'm originally from St. Lucia. Those who know knows. And I didn't have a silver spoon or gold spoon life. So we were taught throw rocks on the water. You know, that's what we did growing up as kids. You know, fling rocks on the sea, throw rocks at mangoes, throw rocks at coconuts and stuff like that.
So you had a good aim.
It's just observing and telling myself that I can, because I can't is not a word that I recommend or I use a lot in my vocabulary, and it was just determination, and I taught myself how. So I'm still learning by watching and observing. I watch softball, international softball, women's softball. I read up a lot about it, and I observe a lot of different things that I try to implement.
All right, we can talk a little bit more about that. Let's get back over to the team. Now, this 12 and under selection. Debbie, or any one of you, we have 2 players here with us in the studios, but of course the team consisted of more players. Can you tell us who the other players were so that, we give everybody their...
Well, we have some amazing players. Maybe Father can help me. We have the most talkative person here in the room.
Wow. All right, so apart from Racheli and Radical, we have Sky Milton, Naheli Dascent, Savien Artson, hold on, relax, DJ Lee Sarant, Sasidra Vlon, Tiana Bobotwi, Rodnaisha Marsham, I'm scanning the outfield, Kiona Reina, Kimaya Anselm, and I think those names that I'm saying are girls that you've heard in netball, in the MAC netball team, for example.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they are young athletes.
Getting there. I don't want to miss out anybody else. Kaylee, what's the last name? Heinze. Yes, my name Heinze daughter. And Mihaila Geron. Mihaila Geron. Scanning back. I'm scanning. I don't think I miss anybody else. I think I called all 12.
Okay.
Oh, not forgetting Chicken Wing. Makaya Ortega. Makaya Ortega, she's the smallest in the bunch, as in size, small, but with a big heart. Yes.
Now, this tournament that you guys participated in was a historic event, of course, for St. Martin. Tell us a bit about the tournament and which other countries participated in this tournament.
Yes, indeed, it was a historical moment for the girls as we let them to know that they are the first, and everybody is gonna come after. They set the trend, and with the experience and the willingness, I already getting calls from parents asking me if their girls can participate and if they're gonna be on the selection team. I'm like, hey, hold up, it takes time, practice, skills, and all those things to develop. Apart from St. Martin, we had Mexico, we had Guatemala, we had Brazil, and Puerto Rico. Unfortunately, I think another Puerto Rican team had to participate, but they dropped out. I had more than enough teams, but at the end, coming down to the end, they were only left with 5. So instead of putting us in pools like how it was originally set up, they end up playing a round robin. And we came close with Guatemala, giving the score 4-3, and then for the rest was history.
Okay, let's. So the preparation now going to this tournament, because you guys you had 5 teams, and of course we would see you guys out there every Saturday or during the week, training or playing. How was the preparation leading up to this tournament?
The preparation went well. I have to applaud all the coaches that were on board. We had Mr. Salome, Mr. Livingstone, Dimitri Bobatui, Julissa Ellis. In the beginning, we had Tamika Lambert. So we had a squad that were pretty much giving their different knowledge to the girls. And we did start it off at an early time. At the end of the day, still wasn't enough time because, of course, with vacation and exams, and although the girls them are 12U, we still had we have a lot of girls that sat the FBE examinations, so we had to give them time off to prepare. Dimitri Bobatui did classroom sessions that would be held on Wednesdays. So instead of going on the field, we would go on the drawing board, and he would give a lot of explanation, and I have to recommend him for that because I too learn a lot from him, and knowing that he's now branching off as an umpire as well, he kind of you get a better understanding of the rules and regulations as well in the game. Mondays we will do batting practice, then Thursdays we will do fielding, Saturday mornings we do a combination of everything, and then on Sundays you would have some of the pitchers will go out on their own and do the necessary. I will do the necessary when I have time. So I can't tell you okay, we had a set schedule, but still we were always busy. So listen, it was one for the books.
So Debbie, let's hear from you about the preparation for this selection group of girls, and how was the girls selected? How was the final the team selected that went abroad?
Well, the Little League took a couple girls from each team. So we started with the pre-selection, and that was for a period. We look at them, and then we sit together with all the coaches who were joining the program, and we make the decision with the whole team. So it wasn't the Little League itself or 1 or 2 coaches. It was the whole group giving them their votes. So we put all the votes together, and then to say the winners came out, and then we continued with the program. But it took a long time before we reached there, because we started in February with pre-selection, and that was a group of
something girls.
28, 30 girls. So it was only 2 months. 2 months we practiced with the final selection. So, and Coach Fabi, she explained already because of the exams, and so we didn't have much time to prepare for the. But
2 months, 2 months is a lot. No,
it's not. No.
No.
You never have enough. You never have enough to prepare. There's always something you can work on, and still we try to prepare the girls good as possible. With all the coaches, we give our knowledge to them. Everybody have their specialty, and bring that over. And we try to do much as possible, but still there's a lot to do. But yeah, we have the future to work on that.
Now, tell us a bit, because sometimes I think the population maybe doesn't really understand that. Going into a tournament like this for the first time with girls like this, what was the expectations and the goals that you guys as coaches had really looked for, that said, okay, listen, this is the first time we're going. What is really our our goal for this tournament?
Well, the goal, I think our goal was to give them the experience itself. That was number one. And of course, it's okay to dream, but it's not realistic to go over there and win the championship. However, you have to dream to make things possible. We came for a win, and I am sure that if we should play the game against Guatemala the third or the fourth day, that we should win that game. It was a close game, but you could see by the girls and by the coaches as well, it was new for us and overwhelming. And we had 3 girls feeling sick, so yeah, we couldn't work with our lineup how we had it on paper, so we have to make adjustments. And yeah, besides of that, our goal was to get off the 0, because the girls, they were like, but coach, we are losing. But yeah, our main goal was just hit some balls over there, and I am proud of them, because the confidence came in the tournament, and they start seeing the balls and swinging on some good strikes. And we had a inter-Parker home run from Kiona. So yeah, and the great thing about that is a nice thing with those kind of tournaments. Kiona, she was in a slump for a long time, and she was like, coach, I don't know what's going on. I don't see it, and I don't hit the ball. And she's supposed to be a good hitter. So we went over there, and she was right there on the right moment, and she swung that bat, and the girl was running all over the place. And I think we all were happy for her that she get that moment to shine.
She got to break out of the slump.
Yeah. So no,
we got a warning after that too.
So let's hear from you, Fabi. Then we're gonna go over to Shama and get Shama's experience, and then we're gonna go over to Rochelle and Radhika to get their experiences.
I think for me, it was a first for me as far as traveling as a coach. I've been studying for a while. I got my little certificates here and there, especially with coaching her, that's coaching girls in particular, through Canuck and Nike. So it kind of make me now have to put my study now into these girls. Yes, like Debbie said, nerve-wracking indeed. For the first game, standing up in the coach's box is like, okay, you gotta stay calm.
Who did you guys go up against in the first game?
That was the Guatemala team.
That was a Guatemala team.
Yeah. That was a Guatemala team, and trust me, if just 2 little things didn't happen at that game, as far as our players and especially our ace pitcher, which was at that game was Racheli, I think she would have blown them out, definitely, because the runs that they scored was through the walks. And that was because, of course, she getting her rhythm and everything. After that, it was, it was left up to us. But again, it is a girls' and first time, and that's something that we all have to accept, even though you as a coach and your coaching staff know the potential of the girls, but still keep in mind that first they are children, and then of course it is their first time. So if we have to go back, I guarantee you we'll give them a run for the money, and probably definitely will take a win. What I have to say, and I proudly to say this, is that I had at least 3 different coaches came up to me and asked about players. Like, who's your pitcher? She pitches fast, she has a good speed, she has good this. They spoke about Racheli, they spoke about Tiana, they spoke about Dijeli, the catcher. They even spoke about Radhika. So it's like, and for me, that speaks volume, because they never seen us before. So, coming in as a first time is like, Guatemala coach was like, when I saw you warming up, he watched his girls and he was like, we done. that's how like, competitive we were looking, and again, stepping into the batter's box, as a first time coming in to see these type of pitches, because we don't see that here in St. Martin, especially for 12 and under. And then of course when you shift off to the 9-10, the 10U field, which is right next to us, these same 10U girls and pitching just as fast as the 12U. So what are we lacking? You know, that's a question that I've been asking myself, what are we lacking? And for me, it starts with our culture, and everything else should follow. But we have to keep practicing. Don't wait until, okay, a tournament coming up in October, let me start in August. No, from the minute you come out of that plane, you should be practicing for the next one.
For the next one.
Don't wait.
Hey, radio listeners, if you just joined us, you're tuned to Sports Forum here on PJD2 102.7 FM. And this morning, of course, we are giving you an update on what took place in Puerto Rico at the 12 and under Little League Girls Tournament. And we have in the studios with us Radhika Rochelle, Shama Flirton, Debbie van der Kolk, and Fabiana. And they of course were the coaches who went along with these players. Now I wanted to get over to Rochelle because you spoke a bit about the pitching in the first game against Guatemala. So let me hear from you, your experiences. How was it? Because you were up. You were the first pitcher on the mound for St. Martin in the first game. So what was going through your mind? Or you like cold-blooded? You like, no fair, I'm out there.
I was scared and nervous
Mm-hmm.
because it was my first time and I was scared that I would make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why my pitching wasn't top.
But you got your coaches help you along to get the confidence and get into the game.
Yes, they did.
So, no, after you get your rhythm and thing, how was the experience? Looking back on it now.
It was more it went more smooth after I got my confidence back, and that's how I got the hopes.
So looking back at that game, especially now, what you feel you have to work on to be able to beat a team like Guatemala again?
I have to work on more of my confidence and to help my team get their confidence up too.
Okay. And Radhika, how was that? How you were catching for Rochelle? So
It was good. At the same time, the fast pitch really made my hand red. It was very fast. I had to be there. I had to be right there to like, cause her ball was coming hard.
So she was pitching really hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of work to make sure to grab all those balls.
Yeah. I couldn't miss any ball or the steal on me or something. I couldn't make the run score.
So now how was your batting your first time up to bat in a big tournament like this?
I was nervous. I got striked out. But at the same time, I'm not used to those pitches. I'm very used to fast pitches timing. And the ball came like in a steep.
Okay, so it was throwing change-ups and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Wow. Added 12? Yeah.
Catch us a lot.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So now, Shama, let me come over to you as a pitcher yourself, and I can imagine that you were giving Rochelle a lot of tips, and so tell us about your experience with the first game and the girls. How was it for you?
My first time experience, I'm really grateful to Little League for choosing me to be part of the coaching staff. The experience was one to remember. I took a lot from it. I'm a very observant person in general. And from that, I give, thumbs up to our girls. They did what they could. They did their best. I do understand it's a first time tournament. And I really hope that a lot was taken in, not just by myself, but by the other coaches, where we can help to enhance what we do here as coaches and for Little League, because it's just the beginning and there's a long way to go from here.
So what are some of the key takeaways, coming back from a tournament like this that you say, listen, this is something that we saw that we should implement or we need to work on or do differently?
At the top of my list, we need to stop babying our girls. They need to be tough. Because those little girls that I saw pitching, especially from Guatemala, the shortest one, when she leaps to pitch, her front foot is out the circle. That means she has great extensions and her release is on point. So our girls need to understand, and we need to teach them that pitching is mental. If you're not mentally composed, then you are gonna falter along the way.
So how do we teach them that? How do we teach them that?
We do not make excuses for them. Because I observe those coaches, Tony, and I observe those girls, and they are tough. One of the disadvantages that we have here is the lack of facility. And that plays a key role, and the general support from our community, and let me say government. We lack that big time. If our girls had a field, like we had a softball field or a Little League field to themselves, yes, of course, Little League gave us priority due to the upcoming tournament to make use of the field, but it wasn't enough. Of course, there were a lot of changes that came about leading to that tournament, because it was initially supposed to be held in St. Croix, but last minute they couldn't, so Puerto Rico had to take it over, and I commend them for accommodating us, and the other teams on such a short time, but we had to work hard. Fabi mentioned 2 months, or Debbie, 2 months we had to train. 2 months may seem like not enough, but given the fact that our girls are coming from a softball background and they have been playing, I strongly feel that we had to step up the training a notch, just with the mindset of what it is that we're going into.
How do you step up the training a notch?
Because they already know, how to throw a ball. So we had to give them the basics of ball hit to me, and that's where a lot of the errors came. Ball hit to me, what am I doing? We cannot train that during a game. We have to do those things during training. You understand? So those are a lot of little key things that they missed, where we had a lot of little fumbles and a lot of errors. Ball hit to this one, and then it's like, okay, where do I go? And the timing to get a ball out of your glove and make a throw. Our girls have some strong arms. They have some strong. So the fear of throwing the ball is not an issue. It's knowing what to do if the ball hits to me while I'm in the field.
So the classroom sessions didn't cover those things?
It should have. But the coaches cannot do everything if we don't have the support of the parents. The parents are at every training. So it makes you wonder when they come back, what are you doing as a parent to help curb the workload of the coaches? Because there are videos. Some players watch videos with their parents. Some parents make them watch softball games to know what to do and stuff like that. But I can't speak for all. I can only speak for those who said it. So, but there really is a lot that, moving on from there, because this is just the first, it's not the last, that whoever is going to repeat or come after, we need to know, or whoever the coaches are, need to know what you are going about and what to expect.
Now, Debbie, let me go back over to you and Fabi 1 minute. Development of a sport like this, because of course everyone see the results on these big tournaments on the big stage, but you guys, I think, work with the girls, and Shama as well. You guys work with the girls from scratch. You've been working with them, building them from scratch. Tell us about the experience and the positives and the takeaways from working with girls from zero and getting them to this level, and what period, because how long have we been doing girls softball, really? this is not something that is like vested in St. Martin for like decades, right? So how long have we been doing softball on this level here for girls?
I think it's 3 years now. 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
3 or 4 years.
Actually, it's more than 4, because it's more than 4, because I remember when public school girls under the coaching of Admora Babatui and Dimitri Babatui at that time, he used to help his mom, and I was actually in a dugout then before I got inspired to want to coach the girls, and literally was just beating everybody in softball. As far as the girls goes, they were beating everybody till they reached to a point that Dimitri would tell them walk off the base to get tagged so they could give the other girls the other team a chance to bat, for example. So it's been more than 4 years. But as far as the primary section goes, when I came in was when I started teaching, and like Radhika said, that was when I called her in, because I saw her running around and taking licks, and I'm like, okay, she tough enough to come to the sport and be a player. So having to train.
But I asked that question because I seem to remember, I think just about a few years ago, that I think the girls were not even pitching for themselves. Is that correct?
They were not.
So we have made
they were not doing any self-pitching. So it was basically the umpire was Coach Ronnie or Leroy would toss a ball for them, and they were just swinging. So it was kind of like a little mini veteran league, if you ask me. It was like a lot of hit me please balls. So, like Coach Sharma said, in my opinion, that's where the babying came in.
Okay.
Because they're accustomed of they come in, wind back, boom, buzz the ball. Whereas from 10U in those other countries, they're already coming down full speed. And mind you, the mount is closer for the 10U. When you come back to the 12 years or 40. So what are we doing? And again, having to build back up the league on its 2 feet as well played a huge role. I think, of course, with the manpower and of course with the coaching. It comes back to everything. When you look at everything, you can take off everything. So say 1, say 2, a lot of things have to restructure. A lot of things have to come back up in place. And then of course having volunteer coaches to be part of something that can be great for St. Martin, where we can proudly say we're not competing anymore. I mean, participating anymore. We're competing now. Because when we played our first game, I was like, yes, St. Martin competing. It wasn't no blowout. It wasn't nothing like that. So again, where does it start from? I always say, from on top come down. Our culture, we got to change that. And the moment we change that, everything else it will trickle down. Those girls, for example, against Puerto Rico and Mexico was losing big time. And their parents were cheering. There were a point in time we were losing. I'm still waiting to hear a cheer. So again, our culture. Because in St. Martin, that's what we do. We lose, we stay quiet. Listen, Brazil over here, Puerto Rico over here, this is the finals, and this is St. Martin in the middle. Refusing to say anything because they're going at each other. Because they want their team to win, they're encouraging their team. So again, when I applaud their culture, I applaud them for literally just giving their all regardless to win or lose. And that is what is important. And that is one thing I took away from that trip.
Debbie, how many games did you guys play in Puerto Rico? And give us a bit insight into how the tournament went. You spoke a bit about the Guatemala game. So how many other games were played?
Let me see. The first day, 4. First day we played against Guatemala. Second one was against Mexico. Then it was Puerto Rico, and we close off with Brazil. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, we start full with confidence against Mexico, and during the game, sometimes when some errors start rolling, then the confidence will drop down a little. But I have to say at bat, I saw some good things and plays as well. We as coaches, we try to remind them to talk with each other, support each other no matter what. And yeah, they did the best they could, I find. So
We scored.
hmm?
Remember we scored.
Yeah.
It wasn't 29-0.
No. And that was the game with the rain delay, right?
Yes.
Another thing, what was very positive about this tournament is, besides of the games itself, the sportsmanship. It was very lovely to see, like the game against Mexico, where they start running out with a score. The rain came, so we had a rain delay. And the girls from Mexico, they decided to come to our dugout and having a conversation and being social and just mingle. So besides of the sports, it's how do you say, social? Social, very important for our girls to see other cultures and having friendships. Because after the game, okay, we had our moment, then we sit down and dry our tears. But the moment when our girls step into the bus, they start singing with each other, and it doesn't matter from what team we be. We had some fun, and when we reach over there by the school, they play outside and just love the game together and have a great time. And
That's good. So let me go over to Radhika. Now you're a catcher. You played as catcher. So were you looking at other catchers who were also on the other teams? Anybody that you say that you were really impressed with that person, and did you get a chance to speak to them and kind of make a friendship with them?
Well, no. Well, the Brazil catcher, the tall one,
Mhm.
she is a very good catcher.
Okay.
She have a good arm, and that I didn't get a chance to talk to her about how she catch good, but we did talk a lot about.
So you were able to make any friendships with anyone from the other teams? Yeah. So you guys keeping in contact and talking sports and motivating each other?
Yes. I have a goal.
Good. I was about to ask that because when the Mexico team came over to the dugout, who speaks Spanish? Hey! So you were translated for everyone. So you made some good friends over there because you had Mexico, Guatemala, all. Yeah. So you made any friendships with any of the other pitchers, and you guys were able to exchange tips?
No,
No.
because I got to talk to them, but I never got to talk to them about pitching.
So you just made a little made friendships, focus on camaraderie and stuff like that with them. So you guys keep in contact now after the tournament is over? You still in contact with some of them?
No.
No.
All the numbers that you collected, Radical was the one, yeah. Radical collected a lot.
Okay, so that's really important to.
Mexico.
Now, if you look at you're a pitcher and you play other positions, but I think you like pitching the most, right? So if you look at the pitchers on the other teams, which pitchers really impressed you the most? Was there anyone that really impressed you that you say, hey, listen, I have to become like her, or I have to, adjust myself to.
which one?
No?
Brazil or Puerto Rico?
None.
None?
No? You keep your focus on yourself.
You're keeping your focus on yourself. Okay. So, Maria Gulen Arroyo, that's my princess. Proud of you, baby. Whose mom is? That's your mom. Okay. All right. She here shouting you out. Now, where did we go from here with softball and St. Martin? Because of course this experience it doesn't end here. So, what's the next step now? What's the next step?
That's a question that probably needs the attention of the general public. Let me say that. Where they come in, where the input come in to be able to help us elevate. It starts with discipline with our athletes. That's number one. So from there, then we can see what our intention really is. Because I think our senior athletes is a mirror for the younger ones. And given the fact that we have just started with this stepping stone, it's huge. And our senior athletes need to take heed and be very cautious.
Is this selection going to stay together for a while and continue to train in any format or the other? And the tournament is an annual tournament, right?
It is an annual tournament, yes. Apart from the Little League, you still have under the federation, they do under
BSC,
yes,
yeah.
WBSC, you still have some qualifiers there as well. So the question you ask, if the team is gonna stick together, to be honest, I did whisper it to the manager's ears, you know, but I think first as coaches we still have to decompress and find ourselves, because it really was a journey for us.
It took a lot.
It took a lot out of us, you know, and you really don't want to stretch yourself thin. You still have a household to take care of. So first, let us sit together to see where we stand as far as coaches and what we learn from that aspect. And then, of course, we can then report to the league. And then, in my opinion, I believe the team should stick together. And even so, those that did not make the cut this time, they can also join in and continue training, because it don't stop still, you know, and that's something that we have to take away. We have to continue training. I'm not gonna stop saying it until, you know, I really see it happen. And I have to recommend Racheli and her dad, because he sent me a video just Wednesday or something like that, where they want to feel already. He was like, I'm back at it. I said, okay. I said, well, I have a week resting. Let me rest, do my house chores, and next week I'll be back at it again, you know.
Now, pitching is so critical in Shama. You as a pitcher, how do we continue to develop our young pitchers into, you know, having the right control, you know, being able to throw strikes and stuff like that? How do we continue to develop them, you know, to make them stronger? What are some of the exercises that, or, you know, what are some of the things that we need to do to develop a good, you know, pitching core, you understand, Matt? Because it's on all levels we're struggling with pitching.
Yeah. Pitching is not just your arm and your legs. You need legs and you need arms. But pitching for me personally is more mental than anything else. It's mental conditioning. So you have to be able to find some way to condition yourself and to understand the game. You're not going to pitch every ball as a strike. You're going to have balls, because you pitch into your mirror, which is your catcher's glove. The umpire is not on your side. Not every ball that leaves your hand is going to be a strike. So we need to tell ourselves, I can do this, and it's okay, instead of I can't. And allowing game scenarios and situations to get to you, and then it breaks you, because it doesn't break your leg, it doesn't break your arm, it breaks you mentally. So that's where I say that pitching is mental condition. If you don't condition yourself mentally to say, okay, my team make an error, guess what? I'm going to come back and do it. This batter hit me so hard in the first inning, next inning I'm going to strike her out, because I see where she liked the ball. I see where her power is. So there's a lot of little things. For our youth, it's a long way. So what they need to work on, for me, is a lot of strength training for now, and to understand, because you have to really curb them to understand the distance that you have to go as a pitcher. So it's not like, okay, yeah, she pitches, because I feel sometimes that as coaches, trainers, whatever, we watch their power, but we don't look at their full mechanic. And that's one of the key things for me to being a strong and a good pitcher that can last. you have to watch the full mechanic.
All right. Now, are we playing? Of course, we focus a lot on, or we invest a lot in going to these tournaments. But locally with the girls, are we playing sufficient games to bring them up to the level that they need to be? Are they getting enough game experience?
No.
No.
For
The last month, we tried.
the last month we tried. What?
No, go ahead.
What? Go ahead. Debbie don't like to talk now.
It's
Forgive her.
but
You
in
could share.
general, no, they did not.
No,
No.
no,
No.
because
No.
the experience was the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, we gonna keep saying it. How do we gain experience? And experience don't just come only by playing the games also, because we could play amongst each other.
Mhm.
Experience come with the stands.
Yeah.
How many times do our stands fill up to the capacity that would actually be nerve-wracking for the girls, and when they're hearing the noise against them?
Drums,
And the drums, the shackling, let me tell you, noise can't done. Horns upon horns. Tell our parents went and get bike horns to make horns, because the whole island, well, the city we were in were actually out of horns.
Mhm.
That's how crazy it was. So it comes with that, hearing the noise, being able, like Coach Shama said, blocking the noise. But you're hearing this, she can't strike you out, she a bad machine. You don't hear those things. But I gotta tell you something, Tony, down there, I haven't heard that.
No.
I have not heard, oh, bad
There's no
machine.
negativity at all.
Not absolutely. Again, the culture. You hearing a ball machine, she can't pitch, she can't strike you out, she can't bat, absolutely not once I heard that. And we have to, and you just get it at girls at these games. You just hear it. Big adults. You'll be like, really, dude? So again, starting from the culture. So experience, playing games, sufficient games as much as possible, at least 3 times in a week if you ask me. And on top of that, having to have support. Bring your family, friends, everybody, come out, cheer on, give them that boost. And that was something that we need as part of to basically enhance this sport a little bit more.
Debbie, let's hear from you. You're shaking your head. Let's get get you in on this. I mean, you've played on a pretty high level. So where should we take the development of this sport here in St. Martin and some of the critical things that we need to do?
Good question. Well, continue in what we are doing. The last month we bring in some pitchers from our league. We give them some fast pitch to get use of the speed, and I think we have to screw that up. Just screw up the speed. No soft practice anymore, to make bigger steps. So now they see the real thing. And I think we can make bigger steps in that if we give them the real stuff. So like Kiki pitch for them, Lillian pitch for them, Rose Zimmerman, but still on a lower level. And I'm sure if they start throwing full speed, they will adjust. And for the rest, we learn from everything in this tournament, put everything together, and hope we can level up. But I think it's most important that we continue with it till the next time, and not that we start when we're getting an invitation for our next tournament, because then you can use all the time to prepare for tournaments like that, and then you don't have to rush. And then you can give everybody a chance to come on a level, because here in St. Martin we have different levels. So you have to bring everything together, and that takes time. My experience in Holland is, if you have selection teams, all those girls are on a certain level,
On the same level
already, so it's easier to move forward. But
Correct.
here you have different levels, and you have to meld that together. So for me it's like, let's continue this, and work for the next invitation, and I'm sure that we will bounce back.
All right, Shama, you wanted to chime in, of
Yeah,
course, and
let me just add something to what Debbie said in terms of our development. And I honestly and boldly align this to government. We have a sports facility that's just sitting there doing nothing. That's Melford Hazel. If we're gonna find ways and means to develop our pitchers and catchers, I think that facility can be fixed in a way to be an indoor pitching court.
Okay.
You know, that the girls have this private moment to help develop them. Because not all the time, you know, you're pitching on the
You
dirt.
must be
Our
outdoor.
catchers need to know how to block, how to slide, how to maneuver. Those things, you can fix it, you know, soundproof system, bouncing off the wall, rubbery, that they don't hurt themselves. In that format, you wouldn't always need a catcher. Then we put nets where your pitchers can practice more.
Well, I sure Yisk listening to this, and
Yes, and to take it in, because I'm very serious. We have way too many talented little league pitchers. Besides those who traveled with us, there are more who are actually pitching, and they just might be the other set or join the current set for the upcoming tournament that's been taken, or that's going to take place anywhere else. In addition to that, one of the other things I think Little League should also look into is having even invites, like friendly games with the neighboring islands, Little League girls. You know, we have Curacao right there, Aruba, Bonaire, that can also come over so that we know what it is to play at an international level. That's just my take on it.
Hey, great take. Much thank you for that, Shama. Let's go over to, we're running on time a bit. Rochelle, you and your dad back on the outside, back on the field practicing, where you started off practicing on already? What are you guys working on? It's a secret?
Working on more on my speed and my consistency in pitching more strikes.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. Great. Now, having participated in a tournament of this level, of course, you've become a role model for some of the girls in your school. So, what message you have for them after this wonderful experience that you had in Puerto Rico? What would you tell girls now? Would you recommend them to come and play softball with you?
Yes, I would recommend them to come play softball with me, because I learned from softball to never give up and to always continue. And
anybody you would like to thank? Anybody you would like to thank for helping you to reach this far in softball?
I would like to thank my father and my coaches for always putting all the work and helping me to become the player that I've become.
All right, fantastic. Radhika, now you start back practicing already?
Start back practicing.
No, not yet. Now, after this wonderful experience, what would you say to your schoolmates? They recognize you now as the top softball player.
To be honest, I don't know my schoolmates, but I would tell to my schoolmates because they don't really watch me play softball.
No, well, you gotta invite them to come and see you play softball. Challenge them to come out and see you play softball. You know, you gotta send out some invites and stuff. Tell them, come watch me, so that we could get those stands full and, you know, you could get all those chairs. Now, after this experience, anyone you want to thank for making this possible for you?
I would like to thank Teacher Richardson, my mother, my father, and my coaches to making this dream come true, and my father for buying, and my mother for putting the money to buy me all my things I need for softball.
All right, fantastic. All right, we're running on time. Fabio, final words, and as we close off the program,
I think my final word would be commitment. Commitment. It starts from the top right down. Stay committed. We have a bright future ahead of us. We are no longer participating, we are competing, and these girls and boys need commitment from the league, all leagues, whoever is in charge, right down to coaches. Commitment to the parents. Commitment. And lastly, players, stay committed.
All
You
right.
reach far.
All right. Debbie, your final words?
Well, my final words is more, thanks. A big thanks to Little League for trusting us, to do this rodeo with those girls. I want to send my thanks to all coaches who were part of this journey. So not only those two amazing coaches over here, but the others as well, because without them we couldn't do it the way how we did. And of course, thanks to all our sponsors to make this trip possible, the parents as well, because they sell a lot of tickets. And it's the truth that there is always money needed to make those trips possible. So thanks to all who take part on this journey, and let's continue.
Shama, let's go with a bang. You go.
Gratitude from me, utmost gratitude from Little League Board for choosing me in such a short space coming into coaching. I want to commend all the girls, the parents, to stay encouraged, help them to stay focused, because again, this is just a jump start to what the future is going to bring. And to those two little ones here with me, especially Rashayli, it's not the end. Radhika, there's a lot of work, and she's a very aggressive catcher as well. And I really like her motivation to be a catcher. She's a tough cookie. So continue working on that. Your self-confidence is key. Your mental focus is even more. So thanks to Debbie and Fabi. The opportunity to work with them is huge. And yeah, whatever the future may bring, I just might think of retiring from regular softball. Yeah, because as I get older, my level of tolerance gets smaller, and just focus on the kids and give them my experience. Because I think not having a coach to stand by you and guide you, and training yourself personally, self-trained, goes a long way, and it gives great credit to what you can give
Back to the coach.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to first off start by commending the players. Wonderful experience, and you were great guests here this morning on the program. So keep the focus, keep the commitment, as your coach said. And to the coaches, I want to commend you highly for your dedication and all the time that you took out to work with these youngsters and bring them to this level. Is really a fantastic job. In closing, as we close off, I want to tell everyone, remain firm and strong, and then continue to do the things that you have to do. God is the greatest. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.